Hi, I'm Nathan Tannenbaum, wanting to welcome you to the championship round of the 28th Nevada Science Bowl. We got the best and brightest high school students answering extremely difficult, complicated math and science questions with not only cash prizes for their school on the line, but also an all-expense-paid trip to Washington, D.C. to compete in the Department of Energy's National Science Bowl later this year. First place team here today going to win $5,000 for their school's math or science program. The two teams competing for the title, Nevada Science Bowl champion, well, they've gotten here after more than 10 rounds of questions and answers from a field of 30 teams representing schools from throughout Nevada and Utah. Each team has 4 members at the table, with coaches allowed to substitute players in the second half of the round. So in the classroom competition throughout the day here at Vegas PBS, we started each round by introducing ourselves on the moderating and the judging side, along with the young men and women at the competition tables, answering kind of a silly question to kind of lighten the mood from the sometimes intense competition. So we'll meet our finalists. We begin with Team A from the Davidson Academy. Students, as you test your buzzers, please tell us your name, your grade level, and your favorite flavor of ice cream, if you have one. A1.
Hi, I'm Derek Chen. I'm a sophomore from the Davidson Academy, and my favorite flavor of ice cream is mint chocolate chip.
Excellent. A Captain.
My name is Nikesh Mishra. I'm a senior at the Davidson Academy, and I like vanilla ice cream.
Vanilla is also good. A2.
My name is Ian Patel. I'm a sophomore at the Davidson Academy, and my favorite ice cream flavor is pineapple coconut.
Pineapple coconut. Didn't know there was such a thing. All right. A3.
My name is Jason Liu. I'm a junior at the Davidson Academy, and my favorite flavor is probably also vanilla.
Well, vanilla is good as well. Okay, so I'm a mint chocolate chip guy myself. Let's move to Team B from Clark High School in Las Vegas. Same procedure. Gentlemen, test your buzzer. Tell us your name, your grade, and your favorite ice cream if you have one. And we'll start with B1.
Hi, my name is Shadman Kabir. I'm a junior at Clark High School, and my favorite ice cream has to be Neapolitan.
Excellent. B Captain.
My name is Ashish. I'm a senior, and my favorite ice cream is probably also mint chocolate chip.
Mint chocolate chip, all right. B2.
My name is Alex Bean. I'm a junior, and my favorite ice cream is butter pecan.
Butter pecan, excellent. And B3.
My name is Brendan Farrington. I'm from Clark High School, and my favorite ice cream flavor is vanilla.
Vanilla, excellent. Okay, so as we mentioned, there are 2 8-minute halves here at the Science Bowl. At our halftime break, well, we're not going to have musical performances or expensive commercials, but what we are going to do between halves is explain a little bit more about Science Bowl and how these students got here. Timekeeper, do we have 8 minutes on the clock?
Yes, we do.
All righty, let's get started with a toss-up for both teams. The category is chemistry, and this is a short answer question. A gas tank contains 82 liters of helium at 2.7 atmospheres of pressure. Given that the temperature of the tank is 27 degrees Celsius and the tank is filled with helium, then to the nearest whole gram, how much helium's in the tank? Too late. The answer, 36. We move to a toss-up for both teams. Category physics, short answer question. 2 resistors of 12 ohms each are connected in parallel to a 3-ampere current source. In watts, how much total power is dissipated by the circuit? A3.
54.
Correct. Here's a bonus question. It's for Team A only. The category is physics, a short answer question. Identify all of the following 3 physical quantities that are vectors. 1, impulse. 2, force. 3, momentum. You have 20 seconds.
All of them? Yeah.
Wait, impulses change momentum.
Yeah, that's also.
Okay.
That's also.
All?
That is correct. You got bonus points. Toss-up for both teams now. The category Earth and Space. It's a multiple choice question. Which of the following best describes the mass of Ceres in terms of a percentage of the mass of our moon? W, 0.001. X, 1. Y, 100. And that's B1.
Z.
Z is incorrect. That is an interrupt. I'll finish reading the question in its entirety for Team A only. Earth and space, multiple choice. Which of the following best describes the mass of Ceres in terms of a percentage of the mass of our moon? W, 0.001. X, 1. Y, 100. Z, 200. A, Captain.
Y?
Y is incorrect. The answer was X. We move to a toss-up for both teams. Categories math. It's a multiple choice question. A and B are statements, and B is true. Which of the following is true regarding the statement A implies B? W, It's true regardless of the truth value of A, and that's B2.
W.
W is correct. Here's a bonus question. It's for Team B only. The category is math, a short answer question. Triangle ABC has all angles with internal degree measures, and the measure of angle A equals 7 times the measure of angle B. How many possible degree measures are there for angle C? You have 20 seconds.
22, yeah.
22.
Your answer?
22.
That is correct. You've got bonus points. Toss-up now for both teams. Category of biology, it's a short answer question. What substance, which is produced by parietal cells in the stomach, is needed for the uptake of vitamin B12? A, Captain.
Folic acid.
Incorrect. And that's B1.
Cobalaminase.
No, we're looking for the intrinsic factor. We move to a toss-up for both teams. Categories energy, a multiple choice question. Both the Department of Energy and Argonne National Labs researchers have recently found that thermomolecular reactions may play a significant role in a number of processes. Why had chemists previously considered thermomolecular reactions to be insignificant? W, thermomolecular reactions have high changes in entropy. X, thermomolecular reactions are usually endothermic. Y, thermomolecular reactions are forbidden by the Woodward-Hoffman rules. Z, thermomolecular reactions are statistically unlikely to occur. That's B2.
Z.
Z is correct. It's a bonus question now, and it's for Team B only. The category is energy, a multiple choice question. DOE researchers recently detected the simultaneous arrival on Earth of the we have a stop the clock? I recognize B2, and B2 answered. I did hear another person speaking, but I recognize B2 and I heard B2. So judges, if you'd like to confer amongst yourselves. So according to the judges here, we are going to accept that. After conferring with the judges, we have determined that the answer is acceptable, so we do have a bonus question now for Team B only. The category is energy. It is a multiple choice question. DOE researchers recently detected the simultaneous arrival on Earth of the gravitational waves and the light emitted from a distant neutron star merger. This simultaneous arrival implies that if a graviton particle exists, it must have a mass most similar to which of the following particles? W, top quark, X, proton, Y, neutron, Z, photon. You have 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Z.
Z is correct. You've got bonus points. We move to a toss-up. It's for both teams. The category is chemistry. It's a short answer question. Arrange the following 4 diatomic molecules in order of increasing bond length. 1, N2, 2, Cl2, 3, F2, and that is B, Captain.
1, 3, 4, 2.
That is incorrect, and that is an interrupt. I'll finish reading the question in its entirety for Team A only. Category chemistry, short answer question. Arrange the following 4 diatomic molecules in order of increasing bond length. 1, N2, 2, Cl2, 3, F2, 4, O2. A1.
1, 4, 3, 2.
That is correct, and here's a bonus question. It's for Team A only. The category is chemistry, a short answer question. Identify all of the following 3 diatomic species that have non-zero bond order. 1, H2 plus, 2, H2 minus, 3, H2 2 minus. You have 20 seconds.
Did it say non-zero or greater than 0?
You said non-zero.
Okay.
All.
That is incorrect. We're looking for 1 and 2. No bonus points. Toss-up for both teams. Now categories physics, multiple choice question. Suppose a capacitor holds a charge, Q, and voltage, V, but is currently not connected to a voltage source. If a dielectric with dielectric constant 10 is inserted between the plates, then which of the following is true? W, the voltage between the plates is multiplied by a factor of 10. X, the voltage between the plates is multiplied by a factor of 1/10. Y, the charge on the plates is multiplied by a factor of 10. Z, the charge on the plates is multiplied by a factor of 1/10. That's B, Captain.
X.
X is correct. Here's a bonus question. It is for Team B only. The category is physics, a short answer question. Identify all of the following 3 observations that are consistent with the particle model of light, but not the wave model of light. 1. Compton scattering. 2. Photoelectric effect. 3. Diffraction. You have 20 seconds.
Okay, so not 3. I think 2. I think 2 is fine. Compton effect.
I do know what Compton scattering is. Compton. I mean, it's scattering, so I would think that if it's scattering, it would be wave.
It could be particle 2. Compton effect.
2?
Incorrect. We're looking for 1 and 2. No bonus points. Here's a toss-up for both teams now. The category is math, a short answer question. What is the dot product of the vectors 3i minus 2j plus k and 4i minus j? That's B, Captain.
14.
That is correct. Here's a bonus question. It's for Team B only. The category is math, a short answer question. In a particular year, if June 6th is on a Tuesday, on what day of the week is December 7th? You have 20 seconds. Captain?
Wednesday?
That's incorrect. It's a Thursday. So we have come to the halftime. Although it is time to break, we want to take a couple of moments to recognize the people and organizations that help put this amazing event together. That includes the dozens of volunteers who've been here at Vegas PBS since the sun came up. They've been acting as timekeepers, rules judges, scientific judges, moderators, room modders, and messengers in 8 classrooms throughout the day. But none of this would be possible without the generous support of sponsors who will be recognized now in our halftime report.
The Nevada Science Bowl is Nevada's premier academic competition for high school students from all over the region. When the smartest students gathered for the Nevada Science Bowl this year, it marked our 28th annual competition. More than 24 teams face off, answering fast-paced, difficult questions and problems crossing all science disciplines: biology, chemistry, earth science, physics, space, energy, mathematics, and more. The top 12 teams win cash prizes for their school's math or science department, including a $5,000 first prize for the championship winner. The winning team also gets to represent Nevada at the Department of Energy's National Science Bowl in Washington, D.C. Nevada Science Bowl is staffed by dozens of volunteers giving up their time to prepare the next generation of scientists and researchers. Nevada Science Bowl enjoys support from donors like the National Nuclear Security Administration Nevada Field Office. That's the branch of the Department of Energy responsible for the Nevada National Security Site, formerly the Nevada Test Site. The site is managed and operated by Mission Support and Test Services, or MSTS, another big supporter of Nevada STEM education and Nevada Science Bowl. Other sponsors include SOC, Navarro, the Department of the Interior, and Vegas PBS. Everyone works together to make Nevada Science Bowl the premier academic competition for high school students in Nevada. At registration on Friday afternoon, students and coaches receive t-shirts and Nevada Science Bowl collectibles and keepsakes. Each school takes home a special plaque celebrating their involvement in Nevada Science Bowl. The competition starts early on a Saturday morning when the best and brightest high school teams square off. One by one, more than 24 teams advance or face elimination. And finally, it all comes down to 2 teams squaring off in the championship match to decide who will take the Nevada Science Bowl banner.
We're heading into the final 8 minutes of competition. The score, Davidson with 26 points to Clark's 36. Before we begin, we do have a couple of new players for Team A. As you test your buzzer, please tell us your name, your grade, and your favorite flavor of ice cream if you have one. A1.
All right, I am Nathan McAllister. I am in 12th grade, and my favorite flavor of ice cream would be cookie dough.
Cookie dough is awesome. And Team B, your name, your grade, your school, your favorite ice cream if you have one, B1.
Hi, I'm Jeff. I'm a senior, and I like vanilla.
Vanilla's awesome, man. Okay, one last thing before we start the second half. How about a huge shout out to every single student who participated in the Nevada Science Bowl? You know, this isn't the kind of event where you just show up and hope for the best. These sharp young men and women have been studying, practicing for weeks and months, with a well-deserved round of applause for every student participating. You know who else deserves a pat on the back? How about the students' parents and their teachers and coaches who've helped them on this journey? All right, timekeeper, do we have 8 minutes on the clock?
Yes, we do.
Let's get started. We start with a toss-up for both teams. The category is biology. This is a short answer question. What stage of embryonic development that follows the morula is characterized as a fluid-filled sphere? And that's A, Captain.
Blastula.
Correct. Here's a bonus question. It is for Team A only. The category is biology, a short answer question. Identify all of the following 3 features that all chordates possess at some point in their development. 1, vertebral column. 2, pharyngeal slits. 3, post-anal tail. You have 20 seconds.
I recognize it.
Sure.
I'm not 100% confident too, but.
I know, I never do.
Yeah.
All.
That's incorrect. We're looking for 2 and 3. So no bonus points. Here's a toss-up for both teams. Category is energy. It's a multiple choice question. The spallation neutron source at Oak Ridge National Lab is used to study material properties. Which of the following best describes neutron spallation? W, high energy protons collide with a nucleus which then emits neutrons. X, high energy neutrons collide with a nucleus which then emits protons. Y, low energy neutrons are absorbed by a nucleus which splits and emits neutrons. Z, high energy neutrons are absorbed by a nucleus which splits and emits neutrons. That's B, Captain.
X.
X is incorrect. A1.
Why?
Y is incorrect. The answer was W, the high energy protons colliding with a nucleus that emits neutrons. We move to a toss-up. Both teams now, Earth and space, your category, a multiple choice question. On a map of the magnetic anomalies recorded in the Earth's oceanic crust, you'll see a series of bands aligned roughly parallel to the mid-ocean spreading centers, representing reversals in the Earth's magnetic field. A contour line that separates 2 magnetic anomalies is which of the following? W, isochron. X, isochore. Y, isostasy. Z, isocline. That's B2.
W.
W is correct. Here's a bonus question. It is for Team B only. The category is Earth and space, a multiple choice question. Seismologists believe that Earth's inner core rotates faster than the rest of the planet. What evidence do they cite? W, the fastest route for S waves is shifting eastward over time. X, the fastest route for S waves is shifting westward over time. Y, the fastest route for P waves is shifting eastward over time. Z, the fastest route for P waves is shifting westward over time. You have 20 seconds.
Yeah,
Because S waves don't.
not S waves, only P waves, yeah.
So,
Yeah, so we're just need to figure out whether or not it's going west or east. I mean, if it spins that way, then that goes faster. Wouldn't that?
Y.
Y is correct. You got bonus points. Here's a toss-up for both teams. Now the category is biology, multiple choice question. Which of the following diseases is caused by an apicomplexan? W, tuberculosis. X, malaria. Y, Chagas disease. Z, AIDS. And that's A, Captain.
Y.
Y is incorrect. B1.
X.
X is correct. This is a bonus question. It's for Team B only. The category is biology, short answer question. D5W is a solution found in IV bags that is 5% glucose by weight. Well, given that the molar mass of glucose is 180 grams per mole, then expressed in milliosmoles per liter to one significant figure, what is the osmolarity of D5W? You have 20 seconds.
0.9.
There's one glucose for like 20 water, right?
Oh. Yeah, okay.
But how do you do that? What's osmolarity?
0.9.
Incorrect. We were looking for 300. No bonus points. Toss-up for both teams now. Category is physics, a short answer question. A light wave is propagating toward the positive direction. If the electric field is currently oriented toward the positive z-axis, Then expressing your answer as a sign and an axis, which way is the magnetic field oriented? That's B, Captain.
Negative y.
That is correct. Here's a bonus question. It is for Team B only. The category is physics, a multiple choice question. For real gases, the difference between their molar heat capacities at constant pressure and at constant volume is equal to the ideal gas constant plus or minus some deviation. For which of the following gases is this deviation the largest? W, helium, X, argon, Y, carbon monoxide, Z, carbon dioxide. You have 20 seconds.
Carbon dioxide.
I would think so, yeah.
Because it should be the one that's heaviest.
Argon is
Carbon dioxide is kind of like weird though.
yeah, that's true. I feel like it's probably just
Z.
Z is correct. You've got bonus points. Toss up for both teams now. Category chemistry, multiple choice question. According to the Vesper theory, which of the following statements is true concerning the trigonal bipyramidal geometry? W, the molecular geometry of BrF5 is trigonal bipyramidal. X, lone pairs occupy equatorial positions. Y, the associated central atom hybridization is D2sp3. Z, the electron pair geometry of CCl4 is trigonal bipyramidal. That's A, Captain.
X.
X is correct. Here's a bonus question. It is for Team A only. The category is chemistry. This is a short answer question. Identify all of the following three statements that describe the dimerization reaction of butadiene. 1, it is first order. 2, it is entropically favored. 3, the half-life increases over time. You have 20 seconds.
two only. I'm not sure, but that's what my guess would be.
2 only.
Incorrect. The answer 3 only. No bonus points. Toss up for both teams now. The category is Earth and Space, a multiple choice question. Which of the following statements is true of main sequence stars? W, Class A stars are the hottest. X, less massive stars have longer lifetimes than more massive stars. And that is A3.
X.
X is correct. Here's a bonus question. It's for Team A only. The category is Earth and Space, a short answer question. A doublet of strong yellow D lines in the spectrum of the sun are absorption lines stemming from what element? You have 20 seconds.
I don't know. Hydrogen or helium, probably.
Let's just decide fast.
Helium, probably helium.
Helium.
Incorrect. The answer is sodium. No bonus points. A toss-up for both teams now. The category is math. This is a short answer question. What is the limit as x approaches 1 of the fraction with the numerator x squared minus 9 and denominator x cubed minus 27? And that's B, Captain.
4/13.
Correct. A bonus question. This is for Team B only. The category math, a short answer question. A right circular cone with height 8 and radius 6 is sliced halfway along its height to form a frustum. What is the lateral surface area of the frustum? You have 20 seconds.
Because it should just be
45 pi.
Correct. You got bonus points. Toss up for both teams now. The category is energy, a short answer question. Scientists at Los Alamos National Lab are studying upwelling in the Southern Ocean using a combination of seawater measurements and modeling. In particular, they identified 5 major upwelling hotspots associated with undersea topographic features in the path of what ocean current, the largest and strongest in the globe? And that's B2.
Gulf Stream?
Incorrect. A, Captain.
Polar stream.
No, we're looking for the Antarctic circumpolar current. We've run out of time. Let's find out who won. Wow, what a match. The final score, Clark with 82 points to Davidson's 38. Before we congratulate the champions and send them off to Washington, D.C., let's take a moment to recognize our second place team. They got this great trophy, they have medals for all the participants, and a check for $2,500 for the math and science programs at the Davidson Academy. Also thanks to Davidson's coach, Brett Giusti. Congratulations, you guys. Awesome job. Have a safe trip home. All right, so let's move on and talk about the champions, the winners of the 2019 Nevada Science Bowl. They also get this trophy. They have medals for all the participants and the ribbons and the medals, and a check for $5,000 for the math and science programs at Clark High School. Congratulations also to Coach Chuck Bean and the team from Clark. We want to wish best wishes to Clark as they do head to our nation's capital for the National Science Bowl. And we'll see you next year for the 2020 Nevada Science Bowl right here on Vegas PBS. Good night.